lunch day. There's gonna be a lot of movement, a lot of sweating. But first, we'll get the body warmed up. If you haven't, couple light dumbbells. Like I said, I'm gonna use some 10 pounders today. It should be just fine. And a light resistance band. Light to medium. You don't want that much more resistance, and it's gonna be really hard otherwise once we get to the high rep count. So let's go ahead and get going with some squats here. Start about hip width apart. Just regular squats down and up. Keeping that core engagement, chest up. Gonna go for about 30 seconds on the squats. After the warm-up, we'll go over every exercises together, and I'll even give you maybe a little bit of time to write them down so that you don't have to constantly look at the phone just in case you forget what they are. Alright, let's go ahead and switch it up. Let's go for a hinges to walk. Okay, no push-ups, just hinging at the hips. Getting the hands to the floor, coming to this push-up position, and then walking your hands back. Gotta get the upper body warmed up here as well. Back and forth here. We're gonna spend about a minute or so doing those walks. As always, make sure you're grabbing the floor right. So you walk your hands forward and back. For about one more here. All right. Next one, we're gonna do some lateral lunges. Okay. And at the bottom of the lunge, throw a few punches with each arm, about 2 punches per arm. And I would actually alternate sides. So you go from one side and then you switch other direction. Boom, boom, boom. A few punches. So come to the center and alternate sides on your lateral lunges, 2 punches, getting the arms going with the lower body as well. Keep going. Just want to make sure that we're still alive here. Okay, sweet. Seems like as long as I'm playing a mix, I don't get kicked off, so should be good. I use the Fit radio, by the way, to play some mixes. They're always good there. All right, how about we go with some reverse lunges here. So step back 90 degree and go front and back knee, and then alternate here. We're getting close to the end of the warm-up. Just try to keep the body moving. Try to keep your breathing through the nose for now. A few more seconds here, we'll get one more movement after that. And take a quick break here. We're gonna have that move in the workout, but we're also gonna do a little bit on the warm-up. Squat jack. So you're gonna drop down wide on your squat, narrow at the top. Keep going between those two positions here. You don't need to jump really high here. Just a little bit of a hop between the two positions, getting the inside of the legs to work a little bit more here before we get started. and break, you guys. Perfect. We should have the heart rate up a little bit and ready to kick it off. So we're gonna, like I said, go over every movement. If you have a notepad and you ran it, write it down. Give you a little bit of time after our demo, each exercise a demo. So first one is a single leg Romanian deadlift to low row. So you're gonna pick which side you want to start with. Okay, right here I'm gonna be on my left, and the way it's gonna work, you're gonna kick your opposite foot back here. Make sure your back stays straight, and at the bottom of that RDL, you're doing a low row. Then squeeze your glutes and get back at the top. That's one rep. So again, make sure that knee stays in line with the toe, it's not bending in, and then you're rowing at the bottom. Squeezing that glute to get yourself back to the top. So you're gonna feel the work on the side of the hip here. You're trying to keep everything level. So that's exercise number one. Single leg RDL to low row. Let you write it down if you want to. Exercise number two is gonna be a push-up, palms to elbows. So it's a lot of chest work on that one, especially when we go up the reps. That one might be one of the toughest ones today. So go ahead and get your hands under your shoulders. You're gonna complete a push-up. Once you're at the top, you're gonna drop down to your elbows and come right back up to your palms. That is only one rep, okay? So again, you're doing the push-up first, then elbows, back up to the palms. That's a full rep, okay? So we just did two here. You can be on your knees if needed for the push-ups and the palms to elbow. So write it down if you want to, push-up, palms to elbow. The third movement, pretty simple. We're doing a single leg Romanian deadlift to low row again, but you're doing it with the leg that you haven't worked out the first time. Okay, so you just gotta remember which leg you're gonna start with. Decide which side you're always gonna start with. Then this is where we're gonna involve the bands here. So if you don't have bands, like I said, you can do the movement without it. Okay, the bands are just gonna add a little bit of a challenge. So light resistance band around the ankles here, or around the calves. We're gonna squat and then go into a lateral leg lift. Squat again, alternate side. So your first round is 5 reps. You're gonna squat 5 times, but you're gonna lift your legs twice on one side, 3 times on the other. That makes sense, okay? So it's gonna be a little bit uneven here, but just for 1 rep. Then, so this is the squat leg abduction. You can write it down. Then we got a dead bug with the bands. So you're gonna keep those bands on, you guys, but this time the bands are gonna come right around the top of your feet. So I hope you can see it right here. Okay, you're gonna, this dead bug position, you're gonna press your lower back against the floor, arms towards the ceiling. Keep that distance between your feet, about hip width apart. This is the starting position. From here, you're gonna extend opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, come back to the center, that's 1 rep, and you alternate sides. Number 2, come back to the center, alternate. Number 3, so you get the idea. Keep the distance between your feet and extend opposite sides, pressing your lower back on the floor. That one's challenging, especially if you have the bands on. So we're at the dead bug with band. Let's go to the 6th exercise here. Scissors with band on the wrist. So you're gonna take the bands off, put them around the wrist. Again, if you don't have the bands, just do it without it. And from here, you're gonna lift your upper back off the floor, and you're gonna cross your legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the scissors with the bands on the wrist. So this back-to-back ab exercises. Third ab exercise in a row is coming up next. It's a power sit-up. I hope you've been able to write them down if you needed to. So let's move on to number 7, power sit-up. Feet stay off the floor, and you're gonna come all the way up to a sit-up position. Extend yourself at the bottom, lower back on the floor, then come all the way to a seated position 5 times. If you can't come all the way up, just go for a crunch or whatever you can do, however high you can come. Okay? Let's move on to number 8. We got some iso lunge to raise. So, for the next 2 movements, you're gonna be holding a lunge position. Pick the leg you want to start with, forward. So here I have my left leg forward, And we're gonna be doing a lateral raise at the bottom of the lunge. So you're hitting that bottom lunge position. Stay there, and while you stay there, you're gonna lift your arms to the side 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So as high as your shoulders are when you lift in the arms, trying to keep yourself low on that lunge. That's only for your first set. Number 2 is gonna be 10, then 15, and 20 reps. So if you need to take a break, shake it off, that's totally fine, because towards the end, it's gonna get really spicy. Then you're gonna switch legs. You got the other leg forward, and instead of doing lateral, you're gonna do front raise. Okay, so your first set again will be 5 front raises all the way to shoulder level. That might be the toughest one on the board today, especially when the rep count is high. Guys, we got 3 more to go over, but we're only gonna demo 2 because out of the 3, 2 are the same, just on different sides. So again, for the side plank to rotation, you're gonna pick which side you want to start on. I'm gonna start on my right elbow here. Come up high with your hips, hand behind your head, and you're gonna drop your elbow down towards the floor and then up towards the ceiling. 5 times on one side. Then we got the squat jacks, and you do another 5 on the other side. Option here, put the weight on the knee, lift your hips high, and get the rotation that way. Last one, you guys. In between those 2 side plank to rotation, like I said, squat jacks, we did it in the warm-up. You're gonna start about hip width apart or a little bit narrower. Drop really wide at the bottom, back to narrow at the top, okay? Narrow at the wide at the bottom, narrow at the top. So you reps is 1, 2, so every time you come back up, count it as a rep. If you can't do the jump, just stay wide and squat wide instead. I hope you've been able to write them down to be all set up with your equipment. I'm gonna give you guys 30 minutes and myself, and let's see if you can get 5 reps of everything, then 10, 15, and at the end 20 if you get all the way to the end. If anybody finishes in 30 minutes, pick whatever you want to do after that, or just quit, whatever you want. I'll have a cool down for you once we're done with this. So I'm just gonna check on the live and then I'll get us started. Looks like we're good to go, you guys. Woo! Let's see if somebody finishes today. It's gonna be a challenging one again. So guys, we got 30 minutes. Sip of water real quick. 30 minutes starting in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do a team. Single leg RDLs to low row first. Gotta stay balanced here. Don't rush this first movement. Be really careful with that one. Keep your shoulders peeled back. So remember always what side you're gonna start with, because then you're going push up palms to elbow before you get the other side done. Remember, it's a combo. The push-up and the palms to elbow both together count as a rep. So today's one of those days where you try to push it a little bit further, right? You're really not taking that many breaks. It's really a big challenge, a 30-minute challenge. So you gotta move the bands around just a little bit for just 2 first exercises. Really pressing the lower back down on floor for the dead bug. And extending your leg all the way out That's where it gets tough with the bands. Today you'll feel quad burn, you'll feel ab burn, you'll feel shoulder burn, especially as the reps go up. Just be expecting that. Be expecting to break up those sets when we get to like the 15s and 20s probably, maybe even the 10s. And not making you go up on and off that floor, so gonna move a lot. Just completed my first round here. 4 minutes in. Lots of balance involved in a single leg movement. So it's okay if it slows you down a little bit, that's normal. It's a very tough movement, very advanced, especially since we're doing the rows at the bottom. If you don't have the weights, you just do the RDO and you roll, just roll your arms back without any weights. Remember, only one side, then you get the push-ups, palms to elbow, and then you can even it out. And you gotta get a chest burn as well, actually, today with that palms to elbow push-up. It's a lot of work, but that's what we asked for, right? We want a good challenge. On a side leg lift, get that leg as high as you can get. Really squeeze that glute. The dead body weight isn't easy, but man, with the bands, complete game changer. Ooh, yes. Getting pretty close to a 10-minute mark, you guys. That means the first third. Whew. I don't blame you if you're trying to get those movements done quickly. Some of them really gonna make you burn. Ten minutes, guys. 10 minutes in, 20 to go. Well, you already breaking a sweat like I am? We're slide and doing it. If this single leg gets to be a little too challenging, you can have both feet flat on the floor. Do a deadlift, RDL with both feet flat. Just double up on the reps, right? Or double up, just do that same rep count, but with both feet on the floor. Here we go. Oh man. Ooh, I knew that pump elbow was gonna be mean. Stay strong, guys. Keep that body moving. Heads up, the round of 15 is where it's gonna get real spicy. Pretty much everything. Even the hips right now, starting to feel those going. Because we're about to hit that halfway point, first 15 minutes. No harm in taking a breather with the abs, because it's 3 exercises back to back to back to really make you work the abs. We're doing this together, you guys. We're all suffering here in a getaway. Woo! Getting closer to 20-minute mark, you guys. Keeping the hips high on the side planks, right? 6, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Woo! Alright, I see you still here, still working. Way to do it. Going to the final 10 shortly. If like me, you're finishing that second round, it's good timing to finish the core. I think you need about 10 minutes to get the reps of 20s. So if you're getting there, you can potentially finish. Going for it right now, let's get it. Just still keep your hips in line for the single leg deadlift. 2 row. Or both feet flat on the floor if you need to. You'll probably get to failure on the push-ups, palms to elbows. So, like me, if you need it, take a little break. That's the toughest round right there. Let's get it, team. Let's get it. Stay in now uncomfortable zone. I'll let you know once we're going into this last 5 minutes. Oh yeah, the hips on that last round. Burning. It's a good burn. Just try to still keep your legs going high. Five minutes, you guys. This is your all-out time. This is really where you dig deep. Get uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. Keep moving. Ooh, man, we got it. Still moving. Go as far as you can. We're not stopping. It's gonna burn no matter what you do. 6. Oh yes, let's get it. Embrace it, guys. Getting close. We're digging real deep. That's 2 minutes. We got it. We all suffering right now. We're all pushing through it. Getting better. Last minute. Ooh, I'm barely gonna make it. Let's go. Yes! Woo! Finish what you're doing. And we are done in 3, 2, and 1. 30 minutes of work, non-stop. Let's see. Are we still all alive? I still see you connected. Way to get it done. Guys, we're gonna go through a little cool down here. Way to push through it. Please let me know. Send me a DM. Let me know where you got on that challenge. Once you're done with the stretch here, our Royal Orange stretch. So we finished a little bit faster than we do on other days, but that's because we don't take a break, so we earn a quicker finish here. Oh man. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. That was a good one. So, no breathing here. Let's go ahead. Let's inhale, reach for that ceiling. Exhale, hinge. Just let it dangle. Walk side to side here. Let's do this one more time. From the bottom all the way up, big breath in. Exhale, hinge. You're gonna drop down to your knees. Keep walking forward, drop your hips, lift your chest up, shoulders back. Look up to the sky. Big breath into your nose. Push yourself back. We're going to extended child's pose. Let's go. Seated position next. From that seated position, guys, we're gonna get a little bit of side bend stretch. So legs are crossed. Left hand comes right behind you here. Right hand comes up as you breathe in. Exhale. Reach to your left. Reach far to your left. As far as you can, get a nice stretch of the right side. Now you're gonna switch sides. Breathe in. Arm up. Reaching the other way. Reach far. Let's get one more in each direction. Switch. Awesome. Let's go ahead and cross your left foot over your right leg and twist to get a hip stretch here. And switch sides. And we're gonna work on both hamstrings at the same time here, and then we'll get our full body stretch. So go ahead, inhale deep through your nose. Exhale, forward fold. Every out breath, try to sink down a little bit more, stretch out a little bit more, relax a little bit more. Alright, best time of the day here. You're gonna lay down on your back. And we're going for big breath in and then a full body stretch. Your feet are flat on the floor first. Reach up for the ceiling. Get as much air in as you can. Let's do this together. And stretch it out. Hope you enjoyed this or enjoyed doing the replay. Again, let me know how far you got on that 600 rep challenge. And again, thank you for the donations, appreciate it. Guys, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow for another full body workout.